Hello, my wonderful humans. Today we are going to go over the final review. Okay, so a group of friends want to go to an amusement park. They have a total of $247.50 to spend. Okay, on parking and admission. Parking is $12. So what that means is no matter how many people you bring, parking's going to be $12. So that's your constant that you have to spend. And then tickets cost $39.25 per person. So that word per is your key to knowing that is your rate of change. So 39.25, and then we can say it says determine X, which is the number of people you can go to the amusement park. And all it says is to write an equation. So we have done that, and then we move on. Number 2 says solve for X. Okay, so I'm going to use opposite operations here. So I'm going to add 25 to both sides. Using my calculator, that gives me negative 15. And then our last step is usually grouping. So in mathematical terms, that's division. So X is going to equal 3 for us on number 2. If at any time you need to, please pause. Okay. All right, this next one, first we're going to use that rainbow property called distribution. So 5 times X is 5X. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Okay, opposite operations here, or inverse operations, you might also hear it be called. We're going to add 20 to both sides using our calculator. 15 plus 20 is 35. Dividing both sides by 5, that last step, X is 7. Again, if you ever need to pause it, please do so. Number 4, we want to get our variables to the left side, our constants to the right. So we're going to subtract 2x first. If you cross that line, remember to change the sign. Didn't do anything to the negative 1, so it comes straight down. Didn't do anything to the negative 13, so it comes straight down. Add 1 to both sides. We get a negative 12. Last step is usually division. Negative 4. All right, 5 and 6 get a little bit more involved with that rainbow idea. Rainbow property, also called distribution. So negative 8 times negative 7x is 56x. Negative 8 times negative 1 is a positive 8. Nothing happened on the right, so I just bring everything straight down. I want to get the variables on the left-hand side, the constants on the right-hand side. So I'm subtracting 56x here, and I get 8 equals 8. Okay. If you wanted to go a little bit further, you could, but when you have a true statement, so what is the same on the left and on the right? So same equals same, right? And you honestly could have seen that up here at the top as well. Your answer then is all solutions, or all real solutions. And if you can remember when we did this back in the appendix, we made this really fun R. All right, this next one, same thing with starting off with the rainbow. Nothing on the right side was done, so we bring it over. variables on one side, constants on the other, and we get 8 equals 7. Now this is a false statement. 8 never equals 7. So we put a slash through it, and then we write no solution. Okay. All right. Given f of x equals 2x plus 3, solve for x. Okay, so we're solving for x when f of x equals 9. So this f of x I'm given is 9. So I'm going to substitute or replace that f of x with my given amount. Then it just becomes what we did up top. 9 minus 3 is 6. Divide both sides by 2. X is going to equal 3 for us. Okay, this one, same kind of idea, but this time we're solving for f of x, and we're given x equals 3. So we go f of 3 equals 2 times 3. So wherever you see an x, you're going to substitute in that 3 for me. Okay. All right, so 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. So f of 3 is 3. All right, first page done. Okay. All right, so this one says the graph of y equals f of x is shown below. Find the values of x where f of x equals 2. On this one, you have to remember that f of x is the same thing as y. So f of x is the same thing as y. So we're looking at our y of 2, okay? So our y of 2 is here. I'm going to circle it in red. And we're going to go over until we hit the graph. So we hit the graph in one spot, but we also hit the graph in another spot. So we actually have two answers here. We have an x equals negative 6, and we have an x equals negative 2. Okay, this one, on number 10, you have to remember that I give you the value of x is negative 3, and x is your horizontal. Okay, so since x is the horizontal, we look for negative 3, and in this case, my answer is letter C. So f of negative 3 is 0. But all I'm asking you for is to identify the letter there. All right, which set of ordered pairs does not represent a function? So as a reminder here, a function just means there are no repeated x's. So if I look at my x values, I'll highlight them here. I'm looking for no repeats. Okay, so if we take a look at A, none of those x's that I highlighted are repeats, so A is a function. I look at B, we get close with the negatives, but they're not the exact same, so this is a function. And then I look and, oops, sure enough, negative 7 repeats, so our answer is C, is not a function. Please make sure you read directions on these. Determine whether the following graph represents a function. So when we're dealing with graph, we're dealing with the vertical line test. Can I draw a vertical line that only touches the graph in one spot? I like to draw a couple because sometimes it's a function in some places, but not a function in others. So this line actually touches the graph in two spots, so this is no, it is not a function. All right, starting unit 2, graph the line given the following. Okay, so y-intercept, remember, was our start. So y-intercept of 3 is my start value. If a slope is 1/2, I would go up 1 because it's positive, right 2 because it's positive. So up 1, right 2, here's my second dot. I'm going to make a couple here just because. Make sure that you use a ruler when drawing this. I don't have a ruler because I'm using an iPad, but something like that. Okay. Write an equation of the line equals mx plus b form. You got to remember that m is your slope, b is your start. So our start here is 3. Okay, and now I just need to find my slope. I find my slope using those slope triangles. So I'm going to go up and just over until I hit one of those dots. So my delta y, my change up and down, was only 1. My change left and right was to the right 1. So this is just 1 over 1, which I can simplify to 1. So that's nice. You could also write it as 1 over 1, x plus 3. You could also write it as just x plus 3 with that understood 1 in front of the x. All right, next page. Okay. All right, number 15, it says identify the slope and the y-intercept of the given linear equation. So we have to go y equals mx plus b. You have to remember that your m is your slope, so it's not going to be letter C because my m is a positive 3. So I can also cross off b because I know my m is a positive 3. Okay, my b is my start, so my y-intercept. So it looks like a positive 9, so it would have to be d. Find the equation of the linear function. So we want to go figure out our delta x. So delta x looks like we're adding 1 on each of those. Our delta y looks like I'm adding 4 on each of those. So then my slope is 4 over 1, which we could actually simplify to 4. My start value, I want to look for an x of 0. So whenever I want my start value, I look for an x of 0. And so my start here is negative 9. So my y equals mx plus b is 4. And then x, and then my b value was that negative 9. All right, 17, write the equation from the given tile pattern. All right, so we go 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is an increase of plus 3. So our rate of change there is plus 3. So m would be 3. Okay. B is my start value. So I look at figure 0. We are fortunate that we are given figure 0 here. Our start value was 2. We had 2 blocks in that figure 0. So y equals 3x plus 2. On 18, we're identifying the domain and range of the given graph. Remember, domain are your x's, range is your y's. So x is the horizontal, y is the up and down. So this is the one that we make a box, right? So my far left is negative 7. My far right is 4. So I go negative 7 to 4 would be my domain. And then range is bottom to top. So here's our bottommost point and our topmost point. So range would be negative 7 to 6. Okay, 19, you can either use the rule, you could use whatever manipulatives that your teacher has given you, or you could also use the distance, right? It maintains distance. So we got 1 away, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so my new shape would be there for reflection over the y-axis. This is a translation. We're going left 2, up 3. So you can either find all the points and then subtract 2 from the x, add 3 to the y, or you can move each point individually. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Either is fine with us. Just make sure you use a ruler to draw your new shape. Clockwise, again, whatever manipulative your teacher showed you. So we got 3, negative 2, oops, sorry. 3, -2. So that would be switching and changing the sign. So it would be 3 +2. Oh, sorry. 2 +3. There we go. Okay. We got 9 -7. So switch. So it'd be 7 9. We got 5 -8. So that would be 8 5. And we got 1 -4, so that would be 4 1. So it looks like our new shape is there. Okay. Last page coming up. Okay, last but certainly not least, does this shape have rotational symmetry? So if I put a pencil at that green dot and spun that sucker, would it map onto itself? Yes, sure would. Lines of reflection. So I'm drawing a line where that could be folded and the shape would have look the same on each side. Unfortunately, it only has one. Okay, so we are turning this, so this is going to be a rotation. We are flipping this, so this is going to be a reflection. And we are sliding this one, so this will be a translation. Okay, we're looking at the slopes for parallel and perpendicular. These are not the same, nor are they opposite reciprocals. We got the same, we got opposite reciprocals. Okay, rainbow or box does not matter to us. -18x squared. You just got to remember that x times x is x squared. Okay, so then that's plus 24x. If you would like to use the box method, you just put the -6 out to the left, put your two terms up top, and then fill in the boxes. Either is fine with us again. Oops, squared. Okay, 31, again, you can use the box method. So 5x +2, 1x +9, so 5x squared, 2x, 45x, 18. Add those like terms. Okay. The other way is a rainbow. So 5x times x would give us 5x squared. 5x times 9 would give us 45x. 2 times x would give us 2x. And then 2 times 9 would give us 18. Combining like terms again, we get the same thing. Pick your method, stick with it. All right, good luck on your final.